When we left off last night, the Democratic announcement of an impeachment inquiry had Trump up against the ropes. And so in response, Trump said that he would release a transcript of the phone call he had with Ukraine's president. And Trump claimed this transcript would prove that he is so innocent, the most innocent person. But now, we've all seen the transcript, and I'm starting to wonder if Trump even read it.
A just-released transcript of a phone call shows President Trump asking Ukrainian President Zelensky to investigate his political rival, former Vice President Joe Biden. And in this call, the president repeatedly stresses how much the U.S. does for Ukraine. And then he says, quote, "I would like you to do us a favor."
On the call, the president said, the other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great.
He's using the Justice Department to forward his political aims. And you're right, Bill Barr is stuck in the middle of this. This is, again, the definition, if we look up in the dictionary, of abuse of power. This is abuse of power.
Yes, the transcript of the call is out. And not only did Trump definitely ask the presidents of Ukraine to work with his personal lawyer / vampire henchman to investigate Joe Biden, he also tried to rope in the United States Attorney General. And if that happened, that's a big deal. Because a president can't go around using the Justice Department as his personal TaskRabbit. That's not allowed, right? It's the same way an employee at Domino's would get into trouble for drying his laundry in the pizza oven, okay? You can do it, but don't be shocked when Domino's impeaches your ass. And you might be wondering, if this phone call is so damning, why did Trump even release the transcript? Only an idiot would do that. Exactly. And also, this is what Trump does. He does this all the time. Like, Trump is the only person who'll do something so bad right out in the open that it makes you question whether it's actually bad, right? It's just like a powerful thing that it's the same way that Kanye can walk around basically in rags, but because he does it so confidently, we're just like, I guess that's a style now? I wish I looked like I was attacked by hungry badgers. And if you're thinking, wait, how do we even know exactly what Trump said on that call to a foreign leader? Well, apparently, all calls in the White House are recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Now, we should note that at the bottom of this log, there is a disclaimer that this is not a, quote, verbatim transcript of a discussion. A senior White House official says that there is voice recognition software that puts the transcript out, what it calls a transcript, and then those who would listen to the phone call look over that to make sure that it is an accurate reading.
Yes, the software that monitors the president's calls writes it down and then someone checks it. And can I just say, I feel so bad for whatever voice recognition software has to try and make sense of what Donald Trump is saying. Because you realize that computer is programmed to recognize normal human speech patterns, not the Donalds. He's just out there like, and so I say they were so big, not as big, Electoral College. China, the wall, big time, bigly, and all. That's me. Yeah, honestly, the computer probably listens for 10 seconds to Trump, and then it just throws itself into a bathtub like, kill me. So look, the transcript is bad. But as bad as this seems for Trump, this transcript has turned into a political Rorschach test. Right? Democrats see a smoking gun that proves Donald Trump abused his power and deserves to lose his job. Republicans see a man who's innocent and is just passionate about cracking down on corruption in Ukraine. And I see my dad forgetting my birthday, even though we were born on the same day. So, if you're on Team Trump, this transcript wasn't a disaster, it was a total win.
This call did not, this is my opinion, did not contain a smoking gun, did not contain anything that could be used to impeach the President of the United States.
Now that we've seen the transcript, there is no there.
From my point of view, to impeach any president over a phone call like this would be insane.
The bottom line here is that in this transcript, there is no quid pro quo, there is no improper leverage, and the overall tone of this transcript is that it is mutually laudatory.
You take a look at that call, it was perfect. I didn't do it. There was no quid pro quo.
That's right, folks. There's no quid pro quo. Because I would never speak Latin on my calls. So, in a nutshell, that was day 2 on the road to impeachment. The White House released the transcript. Congress has officially received the full whistleblowers report, and we'll have to wait to find out what happens next. And it could be anything. We could find out that Mike Pence also pressured Ukraine on a call, or we could find out the secret identity of the whistleblower. Spoiler alert, I think it's Tekashi 69. That's snitching on everybody. Until then, we don't know anything. What we do know is that Trump's defenders have already decided on their big talking point, and that is that this whole thing is a nothing burger because there was no explicit quid pro quo. In other words, President Trump may have asked the Ukrainian leader for a favor, but he didn't say do the favor or no military support. But let's be honest. Like, you don't need to be explicit to set up a shady deal. I mean, if you've ever watched any mafia anythings, you'll know that explicit is the exact opposite of what they do. I mean, it's just like this scene from The Sopranos.
Listen, Danny, we just want you to know how glad we are a guy like you was on that jury. That mob thing, that Junior Soprano trial. I got that.
Good people. Hey, what are you doing?
It's a privilege. Hard-working guy, wife and 2 kids, performing a civic duty we should all take part in. We know you do the right thing.
Now, this may shock you, but that man was not actually being friendly to that other man. But I guess it's too subtle for Trump and his defenders. I guess if they wrote for The Sopranos, that scene would have gone a lot more like this.
Hey, Danny, I need you to find my boss not guilty, or we'll murder your family.
Oh, I see. Like a quid pro quo.
Exactly. This is a quid pro quo.
You figure it out for yourself.